We are here in this life to transcend those things which are difficult for us so that we can become the fullest, most bright, most radiant version of ourselves. And you are that. That version of you is not so separate from you as you think. You are the queen version of yourself. You and her are the same person. It's just a matter of shifting your identity to react to life and to take action in life as her. Hi guys, my name's Holly and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. Today I wanted to sit down and talk with you all about identity and the importance of your identity, how your identity really changes everything about your life. It can change the trajectory of your life. It changes how you feel about yourself and your relationship with the world around you. And this isn't something that I really realized, that didn't really start to sink in until probably about a year or a year and a half ago or so. You know, I've always heard and I've always been told, I think we all have, that like you can be anything you want, you can do anything you want in this life. But for me, that was always kind of like, I heard it, but it didn't really like land home. It never really kind of sunk in, I guess. And I think that was because at that time, I didn't really have like bigger dreams for myself. So when somebody would say something like that, I would just be kind of like numb to it or almost closed off from the idea that I could be anything that I wanted, because I wasn't allowing myself to dream big or have a vision for my life and like where I want to go. So this is kind of a video, just like a message to my younger self, like what I wish I could have heard when I was, you know, much younger, kind of like contemplating my path in life. So I hope this message kind of like helps you in that way. For me, I grew up kind of just going with the motions, doing what I thought I was supposed to do. I like went to school, got a degree, got a job, started working, and then, you know, after about like a year or two, probably not even that long, I kind of realized that like, is this it? Like, is this all I'm gonna do with my life until I retire? And like, I just wasn't really satisfied with that. I realized that like I had forgotten to dream big. I didn't have a vision for my life. And so I became very like depressed and knew that I wanted more, but wasn't really sure exactly what that looked like, what that meant. And I think the number one thing that kind of helped me get out of that and start to move beyond that was to allow myself to begin to dream bigger again. I kind of shut myself off to the idea that like I deserved things that were crazy, amazing, like, you know, but eventually, you know, I started to dip my toe into the idea that like, oh, what if I wanted to be an artist when I was younger? Like, oh, what if I started making art again? You know, just like not taking a huge drastic leap, but kind of beginning to dip my toe into the world of dreams and excitement and imagination and creativity. And that's part of why I started this YouTube channel, was like, I knew that I wanted something more for myself. And I knew that like I wanted to do something more with my life. And I knew I loved being creative and making things. I just wasn't exactly sure like where to channel that energy. So I just decided to start making videos and like see where it led me. And now we're here. And now I feel like I actually do have dreams and like a bigger vision for my life. And it's all because, you know, even though I wasn't sure of like exactly what that looked like, I just started doing something. And that would be my advice for any of you, is if you're feeling stuck, start to dip your toe into what were your passions that got you really excited when you were younger. Do you love making art? Do you love dancing? Do you love singing? Do you love writing and being creative? Do you like storytelling? You know, like, do you like playing pretend? Like, what were the things that really, you know, inspired you when you were younger? And even now as an adult, like, what, you know, inspires you now? Start to kind of like take time, quiet the world around you, stop taking in inputs, and start just sitting with yourself and being like, what is the authentic urge I'm feeling right now in this moment? What is the inspired action, you know, what am I feeling inspired about, and take some sort of action in alignment with that. So like for me, I knew I wanted to be creative. I have so many different interests. So I kind of would just make a YouTube video about whatever was inspiring me in that moment. And I put all of my energy into it, all of my heart into it, and tried to really, really make it good and like something that I'm proud of. Not for somebody else. You're doing this for you. Like, don't even think about other people. As long as you are taking steps in alignment with your heart, that is all that matters. And the people who love what you're doing will be magnetized to you. And, you know, some people won't like what you're doing, but you have to be okay with that. There is no attraction without repulsion. You cannot be magnetic without both. Like there's a polarity to magnetism. People who are magnetic, people that we love. Like some people absolutely fucking love them and like think everything they do is amazing, and other people hate their guts. But like you have to be okay with that if you want to, you know, really put your heart out there and make something you're proud of. And that kind of goes hand in hand with the identity piece. So for me, I grew up feeling extremely small, extremely insecure, invisible, like I was too scared to make enemies. And growing up, I feel that like I didn't have a lot of very like close friends, and I had friends, you know, obviously, but I really struggled to open up to them. And that was because I was really, really afraid of not being liked, of making enemies. And that's kind of the one piece that has shifted the most for me in the last like year or two, I would say, is really shifting my identity out of this like good girl mentality of like, I can't make any enemies, I have to be good so that everybody likes me. But if you live your life like that, like nobody will like you. Sorry, hard truth. Nobody will like you. They're just gonna be like, oh yeah, Holly, I remember that girl. She's nice. And then like, that's it. You know, if you really want close friendships and close relationships and to, you know, find the people that resonate with you, you really do have to truly be yourself. Do not water yourself down for anybody. You owe that to yourself. You owe it to yourself to, you know, be who you are. Like, do you want to experience this life to the fullest? If you do, you need to be yourself. You need to have a strong sense of identity, a strong sense of self, have opinions about things. Like I remember when I was younger, I didn't have like opinions about hardly anything because for the same reason, like I was scared of making somebody mad, or like what if somebody disagrees with my opinion? You know, like stupid stuff even, like what's your favorite ice cream? I'd be like, oh, I don't know. What do you want for dinner? I don't know. What do you want? Like, no, like what do you want? What do you actually want? I would say if you have kind of been living in this state where you've been a people pleaser, you know, are being like safe and really in like this like good girl mindset, scared to get in trouble, I would encourage you to start thinking about what are the things that you like? What are, you know, what is your opinion about this XYZ, you know, this type of ice cream? Do you like it? Do you not actually like it? Like start to just think about the things that you like and the things that you dislike. And, you know, as you do that, it'll kind of help you develop a stronger sense of self. And slowly over time, you know, you can start, if somebody asks you about your opinion, actually give your opinion. It's okay, you know, if they disagree. It's nothing bad's gonna happen. I promise. Another thing about the identity piece, I think like I was saying earlier, that at first didn't really sink in for me, was the you can be anything you want to be. Once I started dreaming a little bit more and taking aligned action in the direction of whatever I was inspired about, I started creating these videos, these things, And at first I felt kind of like embarrassed by them. I was worried about what, other people's reaction to them would be. But eventually I kind of began to sort of shift my identity into not caring as much. What I'm creating is something that I really love, and other people's opinion, they're gonna have their opinions, but it doesn't mean anything about me. I'm giving myself the approval, and I'm not looking for approval from anything outside of myself. So as long as you're sourcing your approval from within, then that's really all you need. You don't need Joe Schmo to be like, your video's great, or you don't need to be hurt when he says your video's bad, because either way, like, your approval is coming from within, from yourself. And so really just anchor into that, anchor into, when I made this, I felt super inspired, or when I did this, I felt so in my body and so like in a flow state. And whether or not somebody else likes it, it doesn't matter, because doing that thing, practicing that, benefits you. And who knows, like, maybe someone else will end up really loving what you're doing and it'll help them. So it's kind of like a domino effect. So you kind of just have to like trust yourself, trust your own like innate wisdom with that. And another piece about identity, in terms of your dreams or your visions for your life, nobody will give you permission to do those things, to do or be whatever you want, except for you. You give yourself the permission. And that is something I think was like a big block for me for a long time. I've always thought of myself as like not a very good speaker. I've always thought of myself as like a shy, awkward person. But even this act of like me making this video, I am beginning to shift that identity from, oh, I'm somebody who could never make a video where I'm just like talking. I don't do that. That's not for me. Like, I'm bad at public speaking. Slowly, you get to shift that identity into, no, actually, I can do this. I can do this. Even if it's not, your vision or idea of like perfect or, how you think it should be, the fact is you can do it. I can speak. I'm the only person who gives myself permission to speak on this YouTube channel. I am a speaker if I speak. That's all that's required. No matter if it's good or bad, nobody gives me permission except myself. And same thing with like my sacred flow videos. I'm not a yoga instructor. Like, nobody's giving me permission to do this. I'm just doing it because I had an idea and I felt that this is something that I really need. I know this is something that other women need. And so I'm just going to start doing it and making these videos because I know it's going to help somebody. At the very least, it's going to help myself. I'm going to have fun doing it, and I'm just going to see where it goes. So that applies to whatever you're thinking about doing in your life. Nobody's going to give you permission to start doing something except for you. And you're only going to learn and get better at that thing unless you actually do it. Another piece about identity. Your identity is not just, what you think about yourself. It's also how you view the world. Do you believe the world is inherently good or inherently bad, or a mixture of both? When a problem or a difficult situation arises, do you think of that situation in a negative way? Like, oh, the world's against me. Why is this happening? This is the worst thing in the world. Like, ugh. Or are you looking at it as an opportunity? Just a change in direction, an opportunity for growth, to take your power back. It's up to you how you view the world and how you view your life. Do you want to believe in miracles and believe that anything is possible for you and to see synchronicities everywhere? Do you want to have amazing experiences? Or do you want to be stuck, in your bedroom feeling like the world is out to get you and you don't know where to start and it's just all too much, and so you're never going to begin? And not that you have to have, like a toxic positive mindset or whatever, but it's true that whatever you choose to believe and whatever you look for, you will find. So if you are constantly looking for things that are wrong with your life, if you are looking for things that aren't going your way, then you will find those things. Conversely, if you're looking for the things that bring you joy, that make you light up, you know, you will also find those things. So at the end of the day, we're all human, and we will all have experiences that kind of knock us off our feet, but it is up to us to choose which path we're going to take. Choose to believe that we can do anything we want, that this problem is actually an opportunity for me to take my power back. And who knows, maybe this problem that happened is actually happening to bring me something even better. We really can't see the bigger picture. We just have to trust that whatever is happening is for us, and that we have power and strength to do anything. And that kind of brings me to my next point of, oftentimes we are not scared that we are inadequate to do something, but we are fearful of our like true power or true potential. I forget what the actual quote is. I might like put it up here. It's something like, we're not scared that we are inadequate. We are scared of not achieving who we can truly become, or something like that. Which this also never really like hit home for me until kind of recently, when I started, I feel like, having bigger dreams for myself again. Because I used to always think like, oh, that could never be me. I could never be somebody who, you know, makes an impact on other people's lives and does something creative for a living. Like, I never really truly believed that I could do that. But now that I kind of have sort of shifted into thinking like, oh, maybe this is actually possible, the other side of that is that like, I'm not scared that I can't do YouTube. I'm scared of the person I would have to be if I acknowledged that I could do YouTube. Like, because once you acknowledge the unlimited potential you have, now all of a sudden, like, you know you're capable of these great things, and you don't want to like squander your life away or whatever not doing them. So that is kind of the true fear. The true fear is not that we can't do something, it's that we're scared to even try because it might be harder to become the person who does those great things if we acknowledge that we can actually do them, if that makes sense. But you can do great things, and you can be like whatever you want. You can actually do whatever you want. You just have to start dreaming and taking aligned action in line with your heart. And it's not like you need to, you know, take the leap off of, you know, into the complete darkness. You can just start with something small. And I feel like that is kind of what helped me the most, because I was so scared of doing something that felt like unsafe for me, or unfamiliar. Start by taking one small, tiny little step toward the direction of something that inspires you, and just trust yourself and allow whatever happens to happen. Because the more you align with your heart space, the more you take aligned action, the more you will begin to kind of build that muscle and learn that it's safe to be yourself. It's safe to do these things that you love. And you never know like what's going to happen, you know, 5 years from now if you really commit to doing that. Another piece of identity that I want to bring in is one of knowing that your medicine, like say you want to be a yoga teacher, or say you want to be a dancer or an artist. There are countless, like tons of artists in the world, but your medicine is unique to you. You have a life experience that is unlike anybody else. And so that automatically makes you unique, and people will resonate with you who do, and those who don't will not, and that's okay. It's like this flower. There are tons of flowers in the world, but they're all different, and they all speak to different insects. Like this is a purple cone flower, and honeybees love it. But for a different flower, you know, bees might hate it, but maybe butterflies love it. You are meant to find the people who are right for you, and you will find them by being true to who you are. If you're a purple cone flower, you don't pretend to be a dandelion or whatever. You don't judge yourself based off of somebody else's identity or who you think they might be. you are you. Don't compare yourself to somebody else's story, because they have a different background, a different medicine for the world. And although you may look up to them and think that they're inspiring, you have to trust your own path and your own medicine, trust your own heart, and know that whatever you create is meant to be in this world, and that it is for the people who it is meant for. And they will find it, just like a bee is attracted to this flower. We don't know, I guess we do know why they're attracted to certain flowers, but they're not attracted to all flowers, and it's not meant to be that way. The world wouldn't function if, bees were attracted to every single flower or whatever. I'm not sure if actually that's how that works, but like what I'm trying to say. If you are a purple coneflower, just be a purple coneflower. Don't try to be, anybody else. Your beauty, your medicine, your magic is unique to you and will speak to those who it is meant to speak to. And another piece kind of related to beauty. Somebody is, I think, the most beautiful when they are the most themselves, when they are the most embodied, when they just are a joy to be around because they know who they are and they're not trying to be anything for anybody else. Like, I feel like in my mind, those are the people who are the most magnetic, who, you kind of look at and you're like, oh, like something's different about them. And in order to get there and to be like that, we have to have a really strong sense of self, a really strong identity. We know who we are, and we're not going to apologize for who we are. We're not going to try to change or shrink ourselves for anybody anymore. Like, that's something also that I feel like I struggled with for a really long time, was feeling that in order, for me to feel safe, I wanted to feel that other people approved of me, that other people liked me. Even with men, like, I felt that like my sense of safety came from the approval of men. Like, in our society, it's inherently kind of a thing that I feel like the media especially, and just like marketing, like beauty marketing, we're sold this idea that in order to be valuable, a woman must be attractive to men. And like, it's kind of the man that makes her valuable, or like is giving her value. But that is so far from the truth. And I really wish that like I knew that when I was younger. I wish that I knew that and really felt that I held inherent value because, I'm here and I exist. And for each one of you, you hold value. You are so valuable because you are here and because you exist. Like, the chances that you exist in this world, I don't know what the odds are, but like there's some crazy odds. Like, this world, nobody really knows how it was created. Somehow, in the Big Bang, or if, God created it, whatever you choose to believe, the fact that we are here is insane. And the fact that you were born is insane. Like, the chances of that are just like astronomical as well. And you can believe that, life has no purpose, or you can believe that we are here to be with each other, to bring our own medicine to the world, to experience this life. And maybe we're here to transcend the challenges that have kind of been gifted or given to us. One idea that really helped me a lot was this idea that what if God, what if the universe in its unlimited form wanted to experience what it was like to be limited? So it came down to Earth and incarnated maybe like into a human with its own independent, unique struggles, things that are really difficult for them, which might be easy for somebody else. What if, just a thought experiment, what if the universe wanted to know what that was like to be limited, so that it could, through trial and error and struggle, it could become unlimited? Wouldn't that be so interesting? And doesn't that make our struggle seem like more of a journey, more of a story to be told? We all struggle with different things. For me, I really struggle with taking up space, with being seen, with letting my voice be heard, with being confident. Those are things that I really struggle with and have my whole life. But what if I struggle with those things so that I can transcend them and kind of, like the universe, which wanted to be limited, become unlimited once again and see what it's like to prevail, to overcome these obstacles, to kind of embody my like fullest potential. Whether or not you choose to believe that or not, that was an interesting like thought experiment that kind of really opened my mind and almost made me feel a bit more curious about my problems, you know, rather than feeling like ashamed about them. I encourage you to kind of look at the things you struggle with in your own life and begin to become curious about them in that way. Maybe you are given this struggle so that you can, you know, through trial and error, eventually get better at, you know, overcoming it. And maybe that journey is going to lead you somewhere where you start creating something that is going to help millions of people. Maybe your story, maybe you'll tell it to one person, and maybe it'll speak to that one person, and they'll take something away from that, which then helps change their life. So whether it's on a scale of millions or one single individual, you overcoming your struggles and choosing to embody the identity that you want to like have is going to benefit everybody, including yourself. So first and foremost, obviously do it for yourself, but know that like you doing it for yourself is not a selfish act, because you will inherently, you know, unknowingly change the lives of those around you for the better when you are yourself. We are here, we're not in the business of ignoring our problems. We are here in this life to transcend those things which are difficult for us so that we can become the fullest, most bright, most radiant version of ourselves. And you are that. Also know that that version of you is not so separate from you as you think. You are, you know, the queen version of yourself. You are the embodied, the like fullest version of yourself. You and her are the same person. It's just a matter of shifting your identity to react to life and to take action in life as her. Every time you make one small decision, you know, in line with the identity that you are choosing, you are working this muscle where you get better and better at doing that. And then the next time when like maybe a difficult situation pops up, it's not so difficult for you. Like with speaking, like, you know, I have never really spoken in a video like this before, but every time I do it, I'm going to get a little bit better at it and a little bit better at it. And even though I have this identity, you know, feeling like I can't speak, nobody's going to want to listen to me, I'm just some white girl working a corporate job, and like, who wants to listen to me? Like, I feel like my story isn't so crazy. Every time I flex this muscle of speaking and sharing my truth, I get better and better at it. And the people who relate to me will be attracted to me. And the people who don't like me will be repulsed by me. And that's okay. And I feel like I've come to this point where I now accept that. And I am ready and willing to find those that resonate with me. And I'm kind of accepting the fact that some people will not like me, and even welcoming it, because I know that like anytime somebody doesn't like me, yes, that's a sign that I am on the right path. I am doing what I'm supposed to be doing. You know, I am attracting those who like me. I am repelling those who don't. But yeah, I hope this video sort of helped you. I know it was kind of a little bit long, but I hope you know how special and beautiful you are, how radiant you can be when you are your truest self. And I know that you're going to do great things. You're already on the way there. You're watching this video. You're preparing yourself mentally. You're kind of taking in little bits of information that are, you know, inherently going to help you. It's all a matter of just kind of reprogramming your subconscious to know that you are safe, reprogramming your body and your mind to, you know, flex that muscle of dipping a toe into the unknown, flex that muscle of being uncomfortable, because every time you do it, every time you do something you're a little bit afraid to do, a little bit uncomfortable to do, every time you do that, you get better at doing that. And, you know, if you want to be somebody who, you know, achieves great things or like has big dreams, you have to begin by taking action from the identity of the person who does those great things. The more and more you do that, the more and more the two kind of begin to meld together. And just know that you are already her. You are a queen. You have such beautiful, unique medicine to give this world, to share with everybody. I want to hear your story. We want you to be the best version of yourself. We want to know you. We want to see you. I want to know you. I want to see you. I want to see you become your truest, biggest, most like radiant self. Like, that's what I want for myself. And I think the world would be so amazing if, you know, all women felt empowered to do this together. So with that, thank you for listening today. I hope you have a lovely weekend. This is the start of a 3-day weekend for me, and I just decided to grab my coffee, which I have drank, and come out here and talk, because I was feeling really inspired to talk about identity magic, if you want to call it, and the shifts that you can make in your life when you begin to sort of dream bigger again and change how you view yourself and the world around you and others. So anyways, I'll just leave it there. So I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.